خير يا طلبة براب 2. النهاردة إن شاء الله هنكمل الكوريكولم بتاعنا والمنهج بتاعنا. هنتكلم على lesson 3 the main groups in the modern periodic table. احنا اتكلمنا المرة اللي فاتت في الليسنز اللي فاتت in the MPT أو in the modern periodic table we have 18 vertical groups and 7 horizontal periods. النهارده هننقي بعض الجروبس كده the main groups in the modern periodic table ونتكلم عنهم. أول حاجة the alkali metals which is group 1 or group 1A, the first group in the modern periodic table. طيب ال first group its a location, it's in the S block. قلنا إن ال S block it has في lesson 1 قلنا إن ال S block it has two groups 1A and 2A and it's on the left side in the modern periodic table. يبقى اللوكيشن هو في الاس block on the left side of the modern periodic table. طيب why all of the metals in group 1A why they are called alkali metals? The answer is that because when they react with water they form alkaline solutions. Alkaline solutions, it means that they change the color of the litmus solution from red to blue. For example, 2Na sodium plus 2H2O water, it gives 2NaOH, which is sodium hydroxide alkaline solution, and hydrogen gas evolves. We can do this equation for all the other metals like 2K, sure, the other metals in group 1A, plus 2H2O, it gives 2KOH plus H2 evolves. What are the properties of the alkali metals? First, they are monovalent. Why? When you do the electronic configuration for any metal of these alkali metals like potassium, for example, 2, 8, 8, 1, it loses the outermost energy electrons. This electron, when it loses this electron, it becomes a positive ion which carry one positive charge. That's why it's monovalent, because it has one electron in its outermost energy level and loses this electron when it enters in a chemical reaction. يبقى number 1, they tend to lose this only electron and they produce positive ion that carry positive charge. Number 2, they are very active chemically. That's why when we keep them under the surface of kerosene or paraffin oil. Why? To avoid or prevent their reaction with the humid air. Humid air, it means air with water vapor. If it reacts with water vapor, it will explode and produces hydrogen gas which burns with a pop sound. That's why when we keep them under the surface of kerosene or paraffin oil to prevent their reaction with this air. Number 3, their chemical activity increases by increasing their atomic number. Like the lithium is the least active metal in group 1A. Sodium is a little bit more active. Potassium is a little bit more active, and so on. When you increase the atomic number, or by increasing the atomic number, when we move from up to down, their chemical activity increases. Number 4, they are good conductors of heat and electricity. Sure, they are metals, that's why they are good conductors of heat and electricity. And finally, most of them, they have low density, like lithium, sodium, and potassium. They float in water. Why? Because their density is less than the density of water, which is 1 gram per centimeter cube. While rubidium and cesium, they sink in water because they have a density more than 1 gram per centimeter cube. The second main group in the modern periodic table is group 7A or group 17, which is in P block on the right side of the modern periodic table, and the elements in this group are called halogens. They are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and finally astatine. First of all, they are called halogens because this name, it means salts components. They form salts. When they form salts when they react with metals. For example, if I set this reaction, 2K, the potassium, plus Br2, which is bromine, one of the halogens, it gives 2KBr. 2KBr, it's potassium bromide, which is a salt. Yabba, they are called halogens because when they react with metals, they form salt components. Properties, number one, they are monovalent. Why? Because they tend to gain or share one electron during the chemical reaction. Why? Because they have 7 electrons in the last level, like chlorine, 17, it's 2, 8, 7. It gains 1 electron and it becomes negative ion. It gains 1 electron, it means it's a monovalent. Number 2, the halogens are found in the forms of diatomic molecules. That's why when we write them, we write Br2 or I2 or Cl2. Why? They are diatomic. Their molecule consists of 2 atoms. Why? Because they are very, very active nonmetals. Number 3, as we said, they are active elements or active nonmetals. That's why they are found in nature in the form of molecules, not a single atoms, except astatine. Why this astatine is different from the other elements? Because it's prepared artificial. ده محضر صناعيا. It's not a natural element. Number 4, as we said, when they react with metals, they form salts. And number 5, each element can replace the other element. Each element can take the place of another halogen, but this halogen should be weaker than the other one. Like if I said chlorine plus 2KBr. Now, chlorine is more active than bromine. So what happens? It's 2KCl, as we noticed that chlorine replaced bromine and kicked the bromine out, plus Br2. Another example, when I say Br2 plus 2Ki, let's see, check. Iodine is less active than bromine, which means bromine is more active. So the reaction occurs. Bromine takes the place of iodine. It becomes 2KBr plus I2 and so on. Number 6, their physical structure or their physical state. 2 halogens are found in the form of gases like fluorine and chlorine. They are gases. Or liquids like bromine. And finally, iodine is the only solid in the halogens. Last part of our lesson is the uses of some elements. First, sodium in the liquid state. It is used to transfer the heat from the nuclear reactor to outside, from inside of the nuclear reactor to outside, in order to produce electricity. If we have a nuclear reactor, and this nuclear reactor, it has a lot of heat inside. How can I transfer this heat from inside the nuclear reactor to outside, or in other meaning, to cool down the nuclear reactor by using liquefied or liquid sodium? So we can say the liquid sodium, it is used in cooling nuclear reactors for the purpose of generating electricity. Number 2, silicon sheets. It is used in making the computer systems. Any computer system, the computer, the laptop, the mobiles, or any other computer or electronic device. Why? Because it's a semiconductor, its electrical conductivity depends on temperature. Liquid nitrogen, number 3. It's used in preserving the eye cornea. Eye cornea is a part of the eye. In order to keep it, to preserve it without being spoiled, we have to use the liquid nitrogen to put the eye cornea in the liquid nitrogen. As it has a low boiling point, you can imagine it's negative 196 degrees Celsius. Number 4, cobalt 60. Cobalt 60, it's used in preserving food, to keep food from being rotten. تحفظ الأكل من إن هو يبوظ. Like if you buy any product, and this product, they write on the product that it's good for health for 6 months, for example. How can they keep this product, this food product? They keep it by using cobalt 60. Why? Because it produces some gamma radiations which prevent the reproduction of microbes. It kills microbes. It keeps or prevent them from reproduction. That's why it keeps the food. And this is lesson 3. Everything about lesson 3, the main groups in the modern periodic table. وأشوفكم إن شاء الله المرة اللي جاية.